What you got there, man? An email?
Andrew, we've got our work cut out for us, man.
Oh, I know it, dude. It seems like everybody's interested in the show now.
What are we gonna do?
Just got an email from a promoter who wants interviews.
By that date?
By that date.
Whoa.
We just got a call from all the fighters. They all went to the workshop.
All of them?
All of them.
Office talk.
You know what, man? I can't handle this right now. Let's go train.
Hi there, welcome to episode 4 of Office Talk. I'm your host, Jeremy Brown, along with Andrew Karsten.
How's it going today, guys?
We have guest on here today, Jayson Andrews. He fought last night. We also have Mike Robinson. And then we have again, Josh, the Ruthless Rebel Hayes. So we're going to cover a little bit of Michigan Battle League 6 last night. Jayson fought. What do you think of that, Jayson? Who'd you fight?
Jeremy Page.
All right, and you got the W.
Yep.
How's it feel, man?
It's a good fight. He had me a few times, but pulled it off.
Was there something memorable that you took away from that fight?
No, I'd say that everything turned out just right. You know, I wish it was a little more stand up, but it worked out.
During that fight, at one point you were put into an arm bar, and your decision was to pick him up and slam him a couple times. What was going through your head when that was happening? Were you concerned about the fighting?
Well, the first time I slammed him, the crowd started cheering, so I figured that was the best thing to do, and I realized after it was just getting tighter. You know, so I had to switch things up a little bit.
Awesome. It looked like you dominated most of that fight. Would you say this is from dedicated, hard training going into this fight, or do you dominate most of your fights?
So far on the ground, I've been dominating most of the fights. Definitely after working with Mike Robinson here, he's definitely helped me out with my ground game. You know, and he had me a few times in some tight spots, and I just, like you said, the heart. You know, I mean, I got out of it.
Okay, and that was for 135 pounds?
Yep, 135.
Now,
Okay.
there has been word that you've been offered a chance to fight for both the 25 and the 35 title.
Right.
Any idea on which you would try to take first? Because we were talking a little bit before, and you were aspiring for both of them. So, any decision on which way you want to go?
Yeah. So far with I've been working on my cardio, and so I'm probably more or less going to drop down to 125 first. I'm going to fight for the 125 belt, then I'll work back up to the 135.
Wow. Do you have anybody, any names that you'd like to fight first at 125, or are you just going to drop to 25 and whoever they send you, that's who you're fighting?
Not at this point. I'm just going to keep training and see where I stand for the next fight, you know, and that's the fight I'm going to take. Okay,
cool. All right, and we also have Michael Robinson. He fought last night versus Chad Rouse, and you got the W on that, man. What can you tell us about that fight?
Oh, well, I came into it knowing that he took a loss and he was a young kid, so I knew it was still going to affect him a little bit. So I knew he was a good kickboxer, and I wanted to probably take it to the ground, you know, keep it on the ground. We stood up a little bit. He caught me a few times, but he just couldn't stop takedowns. I'm real heavy on top, so he couldn't get out. Ground and pound ended up working his cardio out. So
Good. I seen you dominated a lot of that fight. Did you feel like you were in trouble at any point?
No point. It was kind of like a sparring session, you know. Jackson MMA, they're great, but I fought two of their guys. I fought Ward Wallington and Chad Rouse, and both of them, it seems like that's their weakness, is their ground. So, you know, I hope to even get up there. I want to help Chad out. He's going to be a great kid. You know, he's still young, still got a lot of time to train, and he's going to be a big name here pretty soon. He just needs to touch up a little bit of his holes, and he's going to be good.
So, did you watch a lot of video going into this fight on Chad, or?
I
What
watched.
did you do to prepare for it?
I watched his last fight against Vimario, and he dominated Vimario for the first round and a half, and then Vimario came out with one spurt, caught him a kick, a punch, dropped him, and you know he won. So I'm like, man, I don't know how he didn't win that fight. He was doing so great. Then he's had a lot of amateur boxing matches. I watched a few of those, and then my coaches watched a few, and we decided what we were going to do right off the bat. You know, play with the stand-up, and then get into the wrestling. And a lot of cardio work. Cardio is the biggest thing we work on. You got to have cardio to fight. If you ain't got no cardio, it doesn't matter how much strength or technique you got. You're winded. So
Yeah.
a lot of cardio and a lot of technique.
So what are you going to take away from that fight and maybe use towards your next one?
Really, my next opponent, Timmy Buckingham, there's nothing I'm going to be able to take from this fight to put towards that, because it's two different guys. One guy's a kickboxer, next guy's a wrestler. The one guy's more stand-up, you know, technique, and the next guy's just strong and got strong jiu-jitsu, quick, big slams. You know, so from this fight to that fight, I'm not gonna be able to take nothing to the next fight. My next fight's actually September 7th in Paw Paw for West Michigan Mixed Martial Arts for this little baby right here against a powerhouse stand-up guy, and it's probably gonna end up the same way as my last fight, hopefully.
Wow.
Talk about your upcoming fight with Timmy. Like, how are you feeling about that? You guys fought once before, didn't you?
Yeah, we fought 2 months ago. He slammed me all around. Kind of surprised me. You know, he's quick, strong. Every time I just came out of a 1 month stand-up camp, and I was all about to stand up, wanting to strike first, and he was just so quick on changing levels. He was banned right around me. So I'm twerking my game for this next fight, and I'm looking to get that belt. It's not even about the belt. I want redemption on that belt. That redemption is the big thing.
That fills the fire. Nice, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
So that'll be for a title shot then.
It will be for the title. Like I said, you know, title's nice, but the win's all I want.
Well, we have a call. I think we have a call calling in on our hotline.
Ooh, wonder who it is.
Hello, this is Jeremy and Andrew on Office Talk. You're live. Can I ask who's speaking?
This is Anthony Michael.
Anthony Michael. Anthony Michael, you fought last night. You trained with Jackson MMA?
That's right.
Okay, cool, man. Well, thanks for calling in. We've got a panel of guests here, fighters from last night, Michigan Battle League 6 as well. We have Jayson Andrews, Mike Robinson, and Andrew Karsten here. First off, what'd you think of last night, man? What'd you think of the whole show?
Man, the show was a blast. There was a lot of really good fights. The matchups were real nice. I was actually surprised, and a lot of those fights were going 2 and 3 rounds.
Nice. Did any one particular fight stand out the most to you? If you could give the Fight of the Night award away, who would you give it to?
I really liked Jeremy Page and, was it Jayson fought Jeremy Page?
Yep. Yes.
What?
Yeah, you can you hear us?
Yeah, yep.
So you like the Jeremy Page and Jayson Andrew fight?
Yeah, man, that was a war. Jayson has awesome heart, man. Jeremy kept throwing arm locks, and Jayson was fighting mindset and everything, man. That was an awesome fight.
What did you think about those slams?
About the what?
The slams while he was in the armbar?
Oh, yeah. That was, like I said, man, that was just a lot of heart. You know, Jeremy had arm lock after arm lock, and I mean, they were going back and forth, and anything Jeremy threw at him, man, he straight right through and used his heart, and those slams were brutal. A couple of them, Jeremy was laying out the head.
Nice.
Nice, man. So you fought as well, and you fought Jeff Holmes.
Yeah.
Okay, and that was for 125. Jeff Holmes is my guy. Fights on Next Level MMA. What do you think of your fight, man? You look tough out there, and Jeff is a powerhouse wrestler. You know, I think Jeff was thinking we was gonna come in there and take you down and win the battle on the ground. What is your take on your fight?
You know, Jeff he was a strong dude. I knew going into it he was a wrestler, so I figured, you know, I'd have to watch takedowns, I'd have to watch, you know, what strikes I threw when. But dude, Jeff timed me perfectly, got me down both rounds. Luckily, you know, I was able to throw in the submissions I had. I was able to roll him at the end of the first round, drop some body shots for the end of the round. But yeah, he's a real tough guy. Like, he was pitching for arm locks there at the end of the round too. But luckily, I was able to catch him and make sure he wasn't able to pivot. But yeah, dude, Jeff is really tough, man. He has all my respect.
Is there anything that you're going to take away from that fight and maybe apply to your next one?
Definitely, and his wrestling is something, I love testing myself against wrestlers, and he definitely timed me perfectly, like I said. I had the idea going into it that no matter how good the wrestling was, I would be able to stop it, but he was on me like nothing. He was just right there under me and taking me down both rounds.
Cool. Did you have a good training camp going up to this fight?
I had a decent training camp. This was actually my better camp in a while, but something I've done with myself lately is actually change my diet big time. So it was actually easier to make the cut to 125 this time around. I think that helped me a lot. I had a lot more energy than normal, and I just felt all around good. My team, you know, we had 5 or 6 fighters there last night, so I have a lot of guys in there to work with, 2 of them being wrestlers, so yeah, I had a decent camp going out.
Great, great. Do you have a match lined up for your next fight?
As of right now, I don't. We're looking for my lucky up in the future for PPFL here in Jackson, September. But as of right now, nothing set. We're also looking at a couple matchups out in Taylor, Michigan for MCS, and also possibly TWC.
Okay, now I have a very important question here. We've got Jayson Andrews on the panel, and he fought Jeremy Page, which is your teammate, correct?
Yep.
Okay, well, Jayson Andrews just gave us big news. He said that he expects to go from 135 and drop to 125.
Really?
Yeah, but he would like to fight at 135 and 25. That's right there in your weight class. What do you think about that?
That's awesome, man. I know for myself, dropping from 135 to 125 definitely changed my MMA game, and I'm able to just not be out of strength as much at 125. So that's interesting, man. That's very interesting. I like that.
Okay, man, you know, no smack talk or anything like that, but, you know, I mean, he could be a possible opponent. What do you think of him as a possible opponent later on, since he did beat your teammate?
And going 5 rounds.
Yeah, that's definitely a matchup you're going to be interested in. Q always, you know, we go through Q always at whatever he wants we do. At 125, I feel comfortable, I feel confident. It's definitely something to look forward to in the future, man, if it ended up happening.
Right on, right on. Well, we appreciate you giving us a call here at the show. Before we let you go today, do you want to give a shout out to anybody?
Yeah, I just want to shout out to everybody at Jackson MMA. Thanks, Michigan Battle League for everything last night. Quinn Strike, Joe Sharp, those guys helped me out big time. And thanks guys for having me on.
Thank you, and call in anytime. Have a good day.
We'll be main too.
All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have more. guys, welcome back to this episode of Office Talk. Before we get back into it, I want to give a big shout out to our buddy Richard Scott King over there at Michiana Limo. He hooked us up last night. We were riding in style, but even more important, we got an invoice caller.
Here we go. Hello, welcome to Office Talk. You've reached the hotline with Jeremy Brown and Andrew Karsten. Do you have any questions for us? And who is this?
It's Jody.
Oh, Jody Snyder?
Yeah.
Jody Snyder, you were the secretary in the intro to the Office Talk opener. What was your experience, man, shooting the opener yesterday?
I had fun. I mean, I enjoyed the excitement, and it's nice to be a part of something that's getting so big.
Awesome. Well, can't wait to see when the opener is edited and put out for the viewers to see. I think it will turn out good. What do you think, Andrew?
I had a lot of fun doing it. Again, a lot of thanks to Richard over there at Michiana Limo for being in the video. And, I just had a blast. Michigan Down League 6, they gave us a spot to shoot it. And they accommodated us too, so I had fun all day long.
Well, thanks a lot, Jody, for calling in, and please tune in to episode 4.
For sure. Thanks, guys.
Just don't forget, guys, they're over there at Michiana Limo, they're not just for shuttling to you to fights. They can take you to weddings and to prom, and they have really nice vehicles over there. We rode in the stand-up stretch Navigator last night.
And it was nice. I don't know, what do you guys think about being shuttled as a fighter to the fights, to your next fight? They said they would do that.
Well, not only do they take you to the fights, they'll take you to the after party, right?
Yeah.
See, that's the whole thing. A lot of fighters don't go to the after party because they like to drink, but you got a designated driver to go to the after party and get back. I think it's going to help out a lot with getting our faces out there to the people and mingling with our fans and stuff. A lot of our fans want to see us, but we can't make it out because we don't want to take that risk. Because we like to play around just like they do. So.
Right on. Thanks a lot.
So again, if you guys are interested in a nice limo ride, they can be reached at area code 574-206-3075, and that's Michiana Limo for riding in style.
Now we turn to Jayson Andrews. We had a call in from Anthony Michael, Jackson MMA. He just beat Jeff Holmes last night with Next Level MMA. That's my guy. What do you think, man, about what he said? I mean, he's 125er, and
You're dropping to 25.
Yeah. What do you think about
I
that?
think they got a great camp. All the guys are really tough, and they did a really well job last night. And I definitely got to step up my game, put in some more hard work, and I think it'd be a great fight.
If you were going to take that fight, what do you think that you would have to focus on most? Is there something that he brings to the table that you might know that you need to step your game up on?
Probably just my aggressiveness and my cardio a little more.
Show that tenacity.
Right.
There you go.
What do you think, Mike?
As I helped train him, I think we're going to sit back, we're going to look at the 135 and 125, and we're going to pick them both apart, and we're going to decide from there. We haven't decided to go to 125 yet for him. He's going to have both belts. We're taking them. We're taking them home, bringing them back to the Crownest, Sturgis, Michigan, no doubt. But we're going to look at them, and we're going to pick which one we want. First, we're going to set up a game plan for that fight, and then we'll work on it from there. We're not set on 125 yet. They're both great fighters, 135 and 125. And we're wanting to see what the best match is, but we definitely don't want to take an easy match,
You saw me fight last night for the 35 belt. What did you take away from that fight? In preparing for either or.
Well, like I said, he's real technical. It's a good fight, but as far as stand up and stuff, like I said, I just got to be a little more aggressive and keep my head up. I got caught a few times last night in things that I don't normally get caught in, but just stylistically with different fighters, I was getting caught in things that typically I wasn't.
And tell us about your training camp over there at Crownest.
They're a really good gym. It's like he said, it's a lot of cardio based. We do a lot of cardio workouts, and we do a mix between stand-up, you know, like on Tuesdays, and then ground work on Thursdays. You know, so we got a mixture of it both instead of focusing just on one style.
Awesome.
We start with jiu-jitsu. It's a jiu-jitsu based camp, gym.
Well, I think we have another call. Let's see who we got here. Hi there. Welcome to Office Talk. You are live.
Hey.
We have a panel.
It's Jen.
Can you please repeat that?
Secretary.
Jen O'Neill, the secretary?
Yeah.
Awesome.
How you guys doing?
Good. What did you think about the experience last night being on Office Talk and riding in the limo with Michiana Limo Service?
I thought it was awesome. You guys are all amazing people. I'm sure a close-knit family, and it's a very good opportunity.
Awesome. We have some fighters on the panel here. You did stay and watch the fights last night, right?
Yes. Yep, I did.
Awesome. Do you remember any that stood out to you?
Timmy, the last fight.
Timmy Buckingham?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they all did awesome though.
Awesome.
What was it about Timmy's
It's my
fight?
first time team fight, so.
What was it
The two
about
girls were my favorite too.
the girl
Yeah,
fights?
that's a pretty good fight. That's a pretty good fight.
Always enjoy the girl fights. What was it about Timmy's fight that stood out to you so much?
Do what?
What was it about Timmy's fight that stood out to you so much?
I like how everybody is very friendly with each other. You know, how they, give each other hugs, high five,
The
It's
sportsmanship.
really good time for people.
Awesome. Well, hey, thanks a lot, Jen, for calling in, and hope to hear from you again.
Yeah, you guys have an awesome day.
Thank you.
Good job.
Okay, moving on. Last night, we also had Mo Williams versus Scotty Thunderfox for 170 pound. What do you guys think of that fight? Mo Williams, big nut name, 6-0, fighting Scotty Thunderfox.
Well, he's 7-0 now.
Yeah, he's 7-0. So I thought Mo Williams went in there and showed off a lot of talent.
A lot of ground and pound.
Yep. What do you guys think of that fight?
I actually got the chance to spar with Scotty Tuesday before the fight, and it's they couldn't get nobody to fight Mo, and he took it on short notice, had some weight to cut, and for what he was handed, I think he did the best he could. Give him more time, I think he would have made it a little better of a fight. But yeah, Mo, he's nice. He's got some great kicks, and ground and pound is real tight. Might even be somebody in the future that I look forward to fighting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? Mo Williams versus Michael Robinson. Look for that one. Who knows?
Could be exciting.
Yeah.
There you go.
Moving on. We also had Marshawn Hughes versus Justin Hill. Now, this
This might be kind of controversial. We saw one of the fighters go out there and be dominant and not walk away with a win. What do you? I mean, at least that's how I felt.
Marshawn Hughes got the loss on that. I thought Marshawn Hughes won. The crowd does. I asked several people that watched the fight, and they all thought Marshawn Hughes won the fight. Hey, you get those controversial calls sometimes. Didn't you also fight Marshawn Hughes?
Mission Battle League 5, I actually had a chance to fight him. And I took the win myself, but definitely for this one, I think he got robbed. He did very well. He ended the fight even on top after winning at least 2 out of the 3 rounds. And I think he got robbed this fight for sure.
Well, it happens sometimes. Marshawn Hughes, keep your head up, man.
It happens. Yeah, I think I had a little bit of a controversial call last night.
Oh yeah, Andrew Karsten. Wow, man. Can you tell us about your fight, man?
Well, it was a last-minute dropped down to 35, preparing for a 45 fight to just kind of shake the cage rust to get ready for Chase Davis. And you know, they offered me the 35 spot, so I real quick cut some weight and got down to a weight that everybody agreed on was acceptable, and still be able to fight for the belt. You know, I felt like that I pushed the pace and I took it to the kid, and he caught me with a head kick. Really the only time that he landed any kind of significant strike, and the ref felt like it was time to step in. Of course, I don't agree with it, and a lot of the crowd has started booing.
I know, I heard that.
But you know, the ref is there to protect both fighters, and you know, it's ultimately his decision. I know the judges thought it was stopped prematurely, and I don't know. I felt good. We were deep in the third round. I caught another groin shot. I don't know why that always happens to me. I don't know why, but
That set you back, didn't it?
It did. I fought the rest of that round with a fire in my belly, and just kind of, you know, man through it, and very disappointed in the way that the judges, or that the ref stopped it. But again, he was doing what he's supposed to. First time ever I've been put on my butt. First time ever. And it was at 35. So definitely a good reminder that I gotta keep my hand up. Keep my hand up.
Man, I thought you won the first 2 rounds. What do you guys think? I gave him the first 2 rounds. You was dominating the fight. You really brought it to him, took him to the ground. You even hit him a couple times standing up.
I dropped him. I dropped him with a big right hook. Put him flat on his booty. You know, which is one of those reasons why I was like, well, you know, I got hit once, and I put him on his butt. Actually, I think I put him on his butt twice. So, again, I'm disappointed, but
Yeah, I agree. I think it was a real technical fight. It went really well. We both had some knockdowns, and they definitely stopped it a little short.
Yeah, he landed that kick flush, and it did look like you were out as you were falling, but you hit the mat and you started coming back up. Maybe a little premature, but he's looking for your safety in both fighters.
Right.
So, you know, it was a judgment call as you were falling. He made a judgment call, and unfortunately, it might not have been the right one. But
yeah, I would say, you know, the fight definitely, if it would have went decision, I mean, the round, I'm not sure exactly what it was, but the round, it was in the third round almost. If he wouldn't have stepped in there like that, I think you got a decision. But usually when somebody lands a kick flush like that on somebody, they're usually unconscious and unable to defend themselves when they hit the mat. I think that's why the ref stepped in like he did. And you know, it's not usually somebody's able to bounce right back up after they get, you know, I mean, he caught you hands down and landed that kick flush. I mean, that's all you heard was a smack, man. And you know, I would have thought you would have been unconscious after that too. And I mean, I said it looked like your hands were in front of your face and you were trying to stand up in base as he was coming into you. And I mean, the ref he was already in the motion and jumping in there. I think he realized that you were, you know what I mean, either coming out, you were still able to defend yourself, or it was just a daze. But he had already entered the fluidity of, you know, stopping the fight. And when, you know, I mean, he jumped in there, he did his job, and I mean, nobody got hurt.
right, and that's the most important part is that nobody got hurt.
You guys both, I mean, there's always the opportunity for a rematch, or you know what I mean, which I think would make it nice.
So your next fight is August 23rd
Yep.
versus Chase Davis.
I'm excited for it.
Okay, I mean, you just got this loss here last night. Man, keep your head up, but
Well, it happens, you know. I mean, I knew that this was going to be shaking cage rust. I really wanted to go out there and just find that aggressiveness that I have, and I've had a long delay since fighting. And you know I didn't take the W home or the belt like I really wanted to, but again, this was part of my training. You know, this was a test for me, and a big part of it was making sure my cardio could do 5 rounds. That was a big part of it for me.
wow, good point.
So a shout out to Dylan Dunnington.
Yeah.
I believe is how you say his last name. Real tough up and comer. I put that kid through hell, and he took it and never quit. So shout out to the new 35 champ over there at Michigan Battle League. So.
We're going to go ahead and take a break at this point. We would like to send a shout out to Killer Fight Gear, Chris Hazelton. If you guys haven't hit him up on Facebook yet, hit up Chris Hazelton over at Killer Fight Gear. He's putting out some of the best apparel for the fighters in our area and all around the world. And check it out. He's wearing a Killer Fight Gear shirt today.
He made me look good. And, you know, he's also doing big things, sponsoring a lot of the local fighters. So definitely, by supporting Killer Fight Gear, you're supporting Michiana fights.
Freestyler, rock the microphone, straight from the top of my dome.
Welcome back to Office Talk. More about Michigan Battle League 6 last night.
There was tons of great fights on that card, man. Tons of them.
We got Joseph Hammond versus Nicky Cohen of Relentless. Joseph Hammond, he advances to 3-0 now.
Yeah.
And he's looking pretty tough. It's not just because he's my guy and he fights for next level MMA, but he dismantled Bulldog his last fight, which that guy came out looking good. He dismantled him, and now he dismantled his third opponent. He's 3-0. So I think he's going to be a terror at the 170.
You know, one of the things that impressed me the most was the way he listened to his coaching in the cage. You know, a lot of times it's hard to pick up with all the noise, you know, whose voices you need to listen to. But, you know, when he was able to sink that triangle choke in, you know, when his coaches started yelling, pull the head down, you know, he followed through, and because of it, it got real tight, and he got the win.
I know, he was in some sticky situations there where he got on top of him with the triangle, and the fence was there, and I was like, this might not work out, and he pulled it through, and then he got the W with the triangle. Good job, Joseph Hammond. Another fight that reminds me, a 56-year-old man last night fought. What do you think of that guy? I don't know his name, but the 56-year-old fought, and it takes a lot of heart.
He fights out of Jackson MMA. He's been doing it for 4 years, and I talked to him after the fight. He fought a kid, a younger kid, Matt Treesum, I think his name is.
Yeah.
For the title. He's held titles in Tennessee and Missouri, I think, for 56-year-old. I talked to him last night. He said he got knocked out a year ago when he gets hit. It kind of rings his bell. He said he didn't feel like he was in a real bad position, but he just didn't feel like he had his feet under him. I said, well, man, keep pushing it. You know, what are a lot of 56-year-old men doing? They're sitting at home on the couch eating Cheetos, you know, so just keep pushing it, and hopefully you get it next time. So
Right.
I was surprised. He was a big guy.
He was a monster of a man. He was 6'6",
Yeah.
6'6".
Yeah.
265.
He was a beast, man. We go all the way from a 56-year-old when we drop down to a 17-year-old Bradley Zeitler out
That
of
kid
Relentless.
is up and comer. Every time I see him, more aggressive. His hands are faster and more precise. You know, I don't know what he's doing, but he's putting in some work, and it's showing. We got another call in.
Hello, welcome to Office Talk Hotline. Go ahead, who are we speaking with?
Brandon Russell.
Excuse me?
Brandon Russell.
Brandon Ruffin. You just fought, didn't you?
Yes, I fought for Freedom City Fight League, and my last fight was actually out in Asia with the Maple City Fight League.
Matrix City?
Maple City?
Oh, Maple City Fight League, okay. How'd that fight go?
We won first round knockout.
Very nice. Those
Awesome.
are always nice. What was the finishing blow that landed the knockout?
The finishing blow, he actually received it due to grappling time. He actually he tried to tuck me up against the cage and trying to take me down on our first takedown, actually took him down, and just started pounding him. He's out. He's unconscious.
You've got an undefeated record. Is this right?
Actually, I'm 5-1. I had one loss.
Okay, 5-1. That's an impressive record. And you do fight at 170, right?
Yes, sir. 170.
Wow, you are quite the terror at 170. What do you think about Office Talk, man? Have you seen all the episodes?
I've seen a lot of stuff on Office Talk, man. I ain't lying. I actually like it. I've seen a lot of interviews you guys got, the affiliation with all these MMA, organizations. You think it's awesome.
If there was anything that you could recommend to us as far as improving the show, what would that be?
Anything you recommend improving? Yeah, you're doing this great, man.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I've been thinking about having you come on the show along with some of your teammates since you are making the terror at 170. What would you think about coming to the show, man?
Oh, we love that. It's already, we already got it. We're talking about it already. It's an honor that you guys actually contacted us to come on the show, man. You're a great guy.
All right, man. Do you have any fights lined up?
August 24th, we want everybody to come on and support our team. We're fighting for another title.
Hey, Brandon, I'm sorry to cut you off. I got another call coming in.
Thanks for being on Office Talk, bud.
You're welcome, sir. I'm great.
Hello, welcome to Office Talk. You're on. Who are we speaking with?
Mo Williams.
Mo Williams. Wow, guys, we got Mo Williams on the phone. You fought last night for Michigan Battle League, is this right?
Yes, I did.
And you fought Scotty Thunder Fox.
Yeah.
Man, what do you think about that fight, man? You looked really good out there.
It was a good fight. I gotta take my hat off for Scotty. He took the fight in a week notice. My other two opponents, they both had some injuries and they weren't able to fight. And I was struggling and stuff like that. And Scotty stepped up to take the fight. And like I said again, I gotta take my hat off for him. He's definitely a competitor and a warrior. And that's what it is in the sport. A lot of guys can say that they fight and they're going to do this and do that, but until you step in the cage and they lock that door, that's when everything finds out who you really are.
Right. Now you have an undefeated record.
You just moved up to 7-0, correct?
8-0.
8-0.
8-0. Wow. That's quite the impressive record, man. Do you have anything lined up for your next fight?
I will be fighting Jackson, Michigan at the PTFL. I think September, sometime in September, the beginning of September. I think I'm going to be doing a super fight or a belt fight, but I'll be fighting again. I'm just trying to stay active, stay fighting, stay competing, not in matches, kickboxing, whatever I can do to better myself.
Well, we have Jayson Andrews here on the panel. He fought 125 last night. We also have Mike Robinson. He fought Chad Rouse, which is your opponent, right?
He fought, Chad Rouse is one of my training partners.
Yeah. What do you think about that fight, man? Chad Rouse got the loss, but he looked pretty good. What do you think about that fight last night?
That fight was good. That was a good fight for Chad. Chad was, he was a good striker, and amateurs is all about testing yourself. You do fight, you gotta fight guys that that gives you your medicine. And what I mean by that, like if you're a striker, you need to fight grapplers. You need to fight guys that got good grappling and they have a good concept of striking, so that you can go. Because as being a striker, you're always going to be going against grapplers in your career, and people's going to try to take you down. It's just that's the battle of the league. And just like grapplers used to fight strikers. And I think that was a good fight for both of them. And I think my head off both of them because they got in there and they fought. The outcome came the way it is. But hey, MMA can be very forgiving and very unforgiving. It's just that's the battle of the league.
What did you take away? Which fight did you take away as being the most impressive?
Out of those fights, Jeremy Wood and the 145 fight. I was really impressed by the young kid. I can't think of his name.
Bradley Zeitler.
Yeah, Bradley Zeitler. I was really impressed by that. Jeremy's one of my training partners also at Destiny. I'm the tracking coach over there. And yeah, I mean, I was really impressed by his composure. That's the biggest thing, you know, to have your composure, you know what I mean, taking your shot. I was real impressed by him. Because Jeremy is a really tough guy. I was impressed by one of my teammates, Anthony Michaels, you know, he's fighting a really good wrestler. The guy that he fought at the 125 for the belt, he's a really, really good wrestler. He had a really good transition off his shot. He was putting in strikes before he was shooting. Real good concept, trying to, you know, up passing guard. He was just not a wrestler, he had a real good insight on wrestling, and I was really impressed by that fight also.
Yeah, that was Jeff Holmes. That's my guy on next level.
Really good transitioning from his striking to his wrestling. He was not just wrestling, he was wrestling for MMA, and that's really impressive.
Awesome. What do you think about the Jayson Andrews and Jeremy Page fight? Jeremy Page fights for you, right?
Yes, he do. Yeah, he fights for me also.
That was an exciting fight as well.
Yes, it was. It was a good fight for Jeremy. Like I said, you know what I mean, I was actually warming up during that time because I was coming up next, and I got to see bits and pieces until I had to get back down there. And you know what I mean, it was a good matchup. It was you know what I mean, that was a really good matchup. You know what I mean, they got to showcase both of their skills in there. And I was really impressed by, you know, both of them, you know what I mean, after, you know, coming up and this whole fight thing that, you know what I mean, they were looking for their shots, they weren't brawling. It was a really good fight.
Awesome. Would you like to make any shout outs?
Yeah, I'd like to, you know, give some shout outs to my team, Jackson MMA, give some shout outs to my other team, Stars and Strikes in Detroit, James Striker B. Give some shout out to Joe Shot, you know what I mean, he's one of my sponsors for PCNFL, and you know what I mean, yeah, that's just that's the gist of it though, right there.
All right, man, thanks a lot for calling in, and have a good day.
Thank you, guys.
All right, real quick, before we go on to other promotions that had fights last night, I wanted to touch base on a Team Relentless fighter. His name's Gerard, and I'm not sure what his last name is. I actually grew up with him. He's actually a cousin of one of my really good friends. He has become a force. I don't think he has any losses yet, and he won last night by knockout. What were you guys' thoughts about that fight?
He actually in Michigan Battle League 5 fought one of our guys. Great jiu-jitsu guy. He kept him standing. Ended up winning by knockout second round. He's pretty impressive. He won last night. Slammed the dude, knocked him out. Landed a couple strikes coming in before the ref got in. You know, I know there's always a soft spot when you knock somebody out like that. You don't want to make sure they're not hurt. You know, you can see on his face he didn't want to hurt him, but he wanted to win. And you know, he was honestly, you know, worried about the guy, but he's definitely one of the up and comers at 135.
And a good sport.
Yeah, very good sport.
Mr. Andrews, you have anything to add?
Nope, I just feel the same. Think he's really well.
Another promotion that fought last night, Art of War 7 with Robert Wolf. A couple of them highlight fights were TJ Pettigrew. He got the win last night. We also had Chris Tanner. He was on the show last week. Chris Tanner got a loss. He fights Jared Brooks.
Yeah, fight Jared Brooks for the 125 title through Michiana Fight League on the 23rd. Same night I fight Chase Davis.
And then also Nick Phillips fought last night for Art of War. He got the W via split decision. Good job, Nick Phillips.
Yeah, and we appreciate having you on the show a couple episodes ago and talking about it. Real quick, guys, can you tell us more about Crownest? Where are you guys located? You know, some of the bigger names that you have in your gym, and what do you guys focus on as far as martial arts?
Well, actually, I've been out there better part of 6 months now. I took 3 losses and on my comeback, and I decided I need to get into a gym. My buddy's Dustin Brookins. He's only got 1 MMA fight, but he's been out there training in jiu-jitsu for 2 years now. He's did a couple no-gi competitions. Our trainer, Carlton Rowe, has been out there for a while on Cleaner Lake in between White Pigeon and Sturgis. It's based on a jiu-jitsu gym, but I came out there and we're actually, I got him to go into more of an MMA standpoint. We're doing a lot of Muay Thai, a lot of ground, actually grappling, not just jiu-jitsu. And I've been out there 6 months. He's been out there, about 3 months? And it's do a lot of cardio. We don't do a lot of stuff with weights. Don't want to get too thick for MMA. Carlton, he's crazy, man. He's good. You guys looking for a good gym? He's cheap, $35 a month, $200 for a year. And it's a smaller gym. We got anywhere from 4 to 12 people, depending on when we train. Who wants to come out. He don't press you to do nothing. If you want to go out and fight, he's not going to tell you no. He would like you to do a camp before you go and fight. But if you actually want to fight beforehand, he might not corner you, but he's not going to tell you no. It's based on what you want to do. So you got your free space there. Plus, it's a lot of one-on-one with an actual trainer. It's not like these normal MMA gyms that they're real big. You don't get a lot of touch base with your coach. So we actually cross train on the next level. Me and Jayson go down there. We'll roll with Jeremy and Joseph Hammond and Jeff Holmes. They're just around the block from us. So we like to cross train a lot. We like to cross train with Relentless and Jackson MMA. So the only way you're gonna get better is by sparring with a lot of people. So you don't get your sparring partner. You get used to one person. You get in the cage and you're like, oh shit, he ain't throwing like my sparring partner. So we're located in between Sturgis, White Pigeon, on Cleaner Lake. You can look me up, Mike Robinson, on Facebook. Throw me an email. You want to come out, I'll get you lined up. You can come check it out. First couple times are free. You check it out, you like it. You can come in with us. You don't like it, no money drop down. You got that little bit of experience. You go on to the next gym. So.
Awesome. Sounds good. That brings a very important question up. I keep hearing around the MMA world that people that are cross-training with other gyms, I've heard fighters say, well, I trained with that guy over at another gym. I can't fight him. What do you guys think about that? What's your take?
I'll take that first question. You're going to train with a lot of people. I'd like to train with Timmy because Timmy's going to make me better. I'm still going to fight him. It comes down to a belt. It's all business. You use people to get better. No matter if you guys meet down the road somewhere, you're going to meet. It's business. Me and Chad Rouse just had a fight last night. We've been Facebook friends since I fought Ward Wallington 3 months ago. We've talked, we even talked about our game plans coming up to the fight, It might have been a little bull crap here and there, trying to throw each other off, whatnot. But yeah, I'll train with you one day. They set us up, let's get ready to go, let's pound, beat the shit out of each other, and then the next day, we're still, right after the match, shake your hand, win, lose, or draw, you're still my buddy, But once we're in there, we're enemies. We're fighting to the death, and then
So it's a business. This is all about business, man, and getting better. And
yes, sir.
And so when you go to another gym and you train with other guys, if a fight comes up and he's at the top of the list for your weight class, you're going after it, right?
Where I want to be, I'm going to take your spot. Hopefully people think of it the same way.
I agree, and I also feel like, at least for me, I have wanted to fight a lot of people that I've cross-trained with. For me, it's a sport, and it's always about beating the best. And if you go and cross-train with someone, and you guys are going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and it's going to not only be something that's going to raise your level as a mixed martial artist, but also put on a good fight for the crowd, why wouldn't you want to take it? Plus, if it's going to boost your career, I have somebody specific in mind who I've cross-trained with, and I really, I would really love to fight them. I'm not going to drop any names right now, but if it
Please do.
if it happened, I would be thrilled to let it happen. But at the same time, even after we fought, I wouldn't have a problem cross-training either. You gotta take in mind, a lot of people in this sport are very disciplined, and they're going to carry a high level of sportsmanship with them. It's a sport. Of course, we all have essentially the same goal in mind, but it doesn't matter who's in the way. We want to get to the top.
Yeah.
And the only way to get to the top is to beat someone in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
The big way to look at it, it's Iceman versus Tito. How long they put that on, you know? And Iceman took that belt anytime with their friends that want to fight each other, and finally it came down to it. How much longer could the Iceman stay on top? You know, took that belt from Tito. So yeah, you're looking to get better. If my guy that's in the gym with me, he's got the belt and he's the best, I'm not gonna fight a bunch of nobodies just cause I want to fight the best. So if that means I gotta go train somewhere else for 2 months to get ready for the fight, you know, I don't want to necessarily train with him while the fight's coming up, but I will still fight.
Good point.
Only as good as the people you're fighting.
Right.
Now, let's take the time and talk about our favorite fighters. It can't be on your team, but who is a fighter that you've been watching and you just like everything about? You start this.
My favorite fighter. Oh man, that's hard. One person that I really like to watch fight is Justin Burnham. He's always throwing from weird angles, and he in a fight he throws a spinning back kick, and he cracked a guy's jaw with it, man. And ever since I've heard about this and found out about it, I've been dying to catch it in person. He's on a little bit of a hiatus right now, but he's promised the MMA community that he's going to make a comeback after he finishes up his business, and I want to see that, because you don't see a lot of people throw the spinning back kicks and the spinning back heels.
He is exciting.
He is, and he brings a lot of energy to the cage. Another big fighter that I like to watch is Brandon Slayball. You know, he started kind of where I did, and we fought before. But more than that, I like watching someone my size. I like seeing their development. You know, he's gone through a couple different camps. He's now settled over there with Todd Brown and made leaps and bounds since he's got there. You know, that to me is impressive. And that's one of the reasons why I like watching him. Like, how much better is he going to be this time? Is he still going to make the mistakes that he made when he fought me? You know, like, how much is he learning? And it's exciting. My favorite fighters are going to be the local guys who I can see develop and become something, because that to me shows that MMA is becoming something more than bar fights, as it was when I started. You know, that's what it was a cage and a bar, and you know, you see them fighting at bigger shows and fighting better opponents, and it's exciting for me to watch the growth of it all.
What do you think, Josh? Who's your favorite fighter?
Man, I got a lot of local favorite fighters.
What's one of them? Just name one.
I'm gonna tell you, man, I love watching Mike Jump fight, man.
Mike Jump,
Mike Jump.
He's a tough guy, man. Everybody likes Mike.
He's tough, man. He's got tremendous heart. You know, that's what it's about to me, man. It's not about winning or losing. It's about having a heart to go in there, face another man, and test your skill. You know what you do, how you train against another man. And I mean, you know, a lot of time you can destroy the body. The body's weak. You know what I mean? But when you see somebody in there and their body's just being destroyed, and the only reason they're still fighting is because they're mentally strong and they're mentally tough, and their will won't let you just tear their body up, and then they come out from underneath what should have been a defeat, and they win when you can't help but like it in somebody.
Right.
You know, I agree.
We were actually talking about that earlier. Yeah. It's a great point to be made.
What do you think, Mike?
Two guys that caught my eye pretty good is Joel Simpson. flashy, and then Mo Williams, man, they nice with kicks, and they're just a crowd pleaser. That Brandon Zeitler, man, he's coming up. He's getting better every fight, and it's not just a little better. He's way better.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's only 17, which is really impressive.
Joseph Hammond, another one that he's gonna be good. He's still young. He's coming up from his last fight to this fight. You know, he progressed quite a bit. He's gonna be exciting. And last but not least, Mr. Timmy with them slams, man. He's slams people. I was on the wrong end of them for a minute, so he had me upside down, tipped up like a teacup of me. But yeah, he's very exciting too, and can't wait for that.
Wow, that just amazes me how you can give a compliment to your upcoming opponent and someone that you lost to.
Man, he's a great guy. He's a great guy, and you know, like I said, he's a Facebook friend. You know, we talk, and, you know, strategize, whatever. And I can be your friend up until
Cage door closes.
Yeah, ding, ding, ding. It's time to go. And you know, I'm pretty sure he's the same way. So I like fighting people like that. I hate fighting people that talk junk. I just want to, you know, I don't like that. It's show sportsmanship, man. It's a sport. You know, I understand you want to rip my head off and do whatever to it, but you know, show sportsmanship. And he's big on sportsmanship, and he's an exciting fighter, and I can't wait to fight him again.
Awesome. What do you think, Jayson? Who's
I'm
your
definitely
favorite?
saying one of them would be Zeitler also. You know, I was about that age when I had my very first fight, and then I stopped for a long time, just got into it this year or last year. But every time we see him in there, he's definitely getting way sharper, getting really fast. You know, it's definitely somebody to be watching out for that weight. And also Mike here, you know what I mean? He helps me out, but every time he gets in the cage, you know what I mean, he's improving. And, you know, using different things I typically don't see in there, you know, like the foot stomps and the shoulder strikes, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of nice to see that, and I utilize it at my up and coming fights, you know.
I got him doing the foot stomps, baby. And foot stomps, people don't like that.
Things like that, you know, you don't think about, you know what I mean? He definitely helped me in the corner, you know what I mean? Because like I said earlier, I got caught a few times, you know what I mean? I was kind of stuck, and I heard him and kind of walked me through it. Definitely helped.
I'd have to say my favorite fighter would be Nate Wack.
Nate Wack, the 300-yard triangle choke, man. He can sink it from anywhere.
That dude, he's got the nickname the Whack Tangle. I'm sorry, that's his technique, but I don't know. You might as well just call him the Whack Tangle because he is that good. So look out for Nate Wack, guys. And we'll go to a commercial now, and we'd like to thank again Shady Point Campground for letting us use their facility. So thanks a lot, Jim Best at Shady Point Campground in Jones, Michigan. And we have a call, guys. We have a call. Here we
Timmy
go.
Buckingham's on the phone. Timmy, how's it going? You're on Office Talk with Jeremy and Andrew. How's it going for you today?
Pretty good, pretty good.
So you fought last night. Tell us about it.
Yeah. I fought there last night. It was pretty good fight. I got a couple of bruises here and there. I got some improvement to do.
Okay, so that was a tough fight. Was that one of your toughest battles to date?
Not really. I mean, I'm not kind of sound popular again. It was pretty hard fight.
Was there anything that happened in the fight that you were not prepared for? Something that was unexpected?
I wasn't really expecting for him to let me stay on top of him. I thought he had people tell me he had a good arm game, and that's why I tried to stay out of his guard.
Okay. Well, we have a guest on our panel that you fought. You already fought this guy, Mike Robinson. He fought last night versus Chad Rouse and got the W. Did you watch that fight?
Not when they were coming up.
Okay. Well, he did get the W, and now he's going to fight you for the title shot. What do you think about that? What do you think about your next opponent, Mike Robinson?
Let's go ahead and bring it. Get started what they want to see.
Right on.
Very exciting, very exciting. Like we said, you guys fought once before, and both of you guys took something away from that fight. What did you take away most from the previous time you guys fought?
took back, took away from it was the mistakes that I made in it, and that I need to start capitalizing on.
Okay, are you gonna put in a good training camp for this fight? Could you say this might be one of your tougher training camps to train for this guy? Because you know he's gonna come in guns a-blazing because he's got the loss with you and he's got some redemption.
Yeah, of course, I'm gonna go back, work on everything I need to work on, and hopefully I'll be prepared for him.
What do you feel is your biggest area of concern preparing for this next fight?
I would say me standing up with him.
Standing up with him. Mike Robinson, what do you have to say, man?
Yeah, I can't wait for the fight. Good guy, but I don't even want the belt. I just want the win. You know, I got to get that win back. He controlled me the first 2 rounds of our last fight, and he did start to gas a little bit in the third after I caught him with the knee. So I'm hoping to weather his slams and take him into the deeper rounds and see what he's got.
Wow, well, I can't wait to see your guys' next performance out there, and we'll catch you guys next time at Michigan Battle League 7.
Yes, sir.
Michigan Battle League 7. It should be very exciting. You guys think it'll be a main event fight?
If not, one of the top fighters. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be tough.
Top card. How do you feel about that, Timmy? Do you think it's main event worthy?
Hopefully.
Hopefully. All right. Well, there you guys have it. Exciting fight up and coming. These guys are going to bang it out for the 185 title at Michigan Battle League 7.
Thanks a lot for calling in, Timmy, and we hope to talk to you soon.
Thanks for having me.
This episode of Office Talk has been brought to you by Michiana Limo, Killer Fight Gear, and we also want to give a big shout out to MMA Reality Show and Michigan Battle League for having us out last night.
We would also like to thank the Crownest, Jayson Andrews and Mike Robinson. Thanks guys for coming on the show tonight, and we really appreciate it. We'd like to have you back as well, I'm sure.
You guys have any shout outs you want to give before you go?
Crownest, Carlton Road, trainer, you know, friends, family, all the fans, Hot Riders Inc., 3 Rivers, Michigan. You need some good ink. Go up there and get you a tap, man. He's real good. Other than that, you know, next level for helping us out. You know, training for this fight. You guys are having us on. We appreciate it.
All right. What about you, Josh?
Yeah, I'd like to give a special shout out to Michigan Battle League for having us at the event last night, man. It was my kids. I took all 3 of my kids to see the show last night, man. Had a great time. They took pictures with the fighters. Robert Sutton, man, he, talked to a couple people, let my kids sit upside. My oldest son's legally blind, so we got it to where he could sit ringside and he could watch the fights, man. I really appreciate that. The kids loved it. I'd like to give a shout out to 574 Skinny Man, Rubber Ink Tattoo Studios, Midwest Martial Arts, MMA Reality Show, Andrew and Jeremy for letting me come and be a part of the show.
Anytime.
And just all the mixed martial arts fighters in the area, man, for, making it possible to do what we do in this area.
I would say one more thing. We went 3-0 last night at the fights, our gym. So just good seeing you.
Congrats, man.
Congrats
You guys
to
are always on the show.
3-0. Win all W's. I think that about wraps it up for us today here at Office Talk. Make sure you tune in next week. Catch the next episode. We got some great guests for you.
You know what it is. MMA Reality Show.